I've owned my classical guitar and baritone uke for a couple of years and both came with pickups for an amp. Took me this long to finally start the search for the right amp for my needs, which is for home use, for my own pleasure. I had no idea what to expect since I've had zero experience with amps, so did a lot of looking on Amazon and narrowed it down to either Orange and Fender. I went with Fender because of its reputation and they had the best price for a 10W amp, and honestly, I didn't want that ugly orange thing in my living room. Today I tried both my guitar and uke with this little amp and was blown away with how much better they sound plugged in. I experienced no buzz or feedback as others have described. It can go from pretty soft to very loud with no distortion. I love the treble/bass controls that really make them both sound deeper and richer. It has other features that I will never use in my setting with these instruments. I imagine that even for a small, intimate venue, this little amp would be sufficient for a classical guitar or uke. It's small, but not too small. Lightweight, but with a substantial feel. The handle on top makes it easy to carry wherever it needs to go, but fits perfectly under my desk next to my guitar, taking up very little space, and that's where it will stay. I think the price is very reasonable for its class, and you can't beat the Fender name for quality amps. I may not know much about amps, but I know what sounds good, and this one does, so, if someone is looking for a small, but powerful amp for home use, this one is worth a try. Tip: if it's shipped from/sold by Amazon, rather than third-party seller, it will be easier to return if you don't like it. But I'm very pleased with my purchase, it's a keeper. Amp has good sound and affordable price. A decent amp for a beginner. It's still the amp I practice on, and still a favorite. So much sound and power out of such a small body. Sounds great, easy to use, and portable. I have zero complaints. I've had numerous amps over my 10+ years of toying around on guitar and electric bass. It's more than fair to say I have gear acquisition syndrome, GAS, but I like to think I've toned down somewhat, pun fully intended. Among my arsenal in the practice amp section is a Blackstar HT1R combo, a Yamaha THR-10, and my 5-watt Ampeg tube amp whose model name eludes me at the moment. So why this amp? Anyone who's spent time even researching amps can say the amps I listed are better than this little Frontman. The nitty-gritty: I wanted a clean, simple amp that isn't expensive, since it's in a place that could see it get damaged. Yep, that's it. Why not just play my Ampeg or HT1R? The Ampeg is surprisingly loud for its low wattage stature, so I rarely get a chance to crank it up. My Blackstar was my bedroom practice amp, which is what this Fender is now, until a niece nearly spilled a drink on it. It's hiding downstairs in my studio, away from kids and liquids now. While I appreciate the THR-10's compact size, I only have floor space for amps, so I rarely get to hear the amp at ear level. Plus, although it has a convincing Fender-like clean, its digital effects mean I spend more time toying with amp channels and effects than I do practicing. This amp is for practice, but that doesn't mean it sounds bad. I'm very partial to Fender's cleans, so that, along with the amp's low price and simplicity, gave me an excuse to fuel my syndrome. Since this amp is solid state, I can just plug in and turn it on. No waiting for tubes to warm up. It has a 2-band EQ and no effects, so I spend more time playing my guitar rather than fiddling with the amp. It can get plenty loud to offend folks in nearby rooms, but it's still a lot quieter than my Ampeg. Plus, I have access to Fender clean tones again. No, this amp isn't as nice as a 57 champ. I used to have an Eric Clapton model, and it isn't as clean as a twin. Had a brief privileged chance to play one for a bit, but I like the fact this doesn't model anything. It's a Fender amp done. No frills. I exclusively use this amp on its clean channel. The overdrive channel. I don't like it. It sounds way too compressed. There's no overtones, no nuances in the OD channel's tone that make it shine. I can't fault Fender for that too much though. They built this practice amp for a younger, less experienced audience. To my ears, it sounds bad, but my 10-year-old niece thinks I sound like a rock god when I strum power chords while playing through the OD channel. Yep, I can hear someone. Does it take pedals? Yeah, any amp will. Some just do it better than others. Keep this amp on the clean channel and it loves pedals. I'm running my TC Electronics Hall of Fame reverb into it now, and am swapping out different OD and distortion pedals to see which one I'll leave by the amp since I don't like its built-in overdrive. The reverb pedal sounds wonderful and on a spring setting, really gives the amp a more authentic Fender vibe, again, pun intended. So yeah, I didn't need another amp. But I'm happy my Blackstar is in a safer room. I'm happy I have an amp that produces Fender clean tones. I'm happy I didn't spend a lot of money. I'm happy it doesn't take up very much floor space. The household members are happy I won't blast the windows out of the house. Plus I'm spending my playing sessions actually playing my guitar instead of toying with effects. I bring that up a few times because I see other reviewers comparing this humble amp to its fuller featured Champion Brother amps. Yep, you'll get more bang for the buck by getting a Champion. But do you really need all its effects and channels? Really? I used to insist that I needed it all, and here I am, with several amps, and I wouldn't mind having more to try and placate my endless search for tone. If you're serious about playing guitar, play guitar. Don't worry about channels, effects, and such. You can learn to use them later on, but when you skimp on productive guitar practice, all the effects in the world can't save you from a critic that has sharp, trained ears. Fender is my favorite brand, and it's honestly a really good amp. It has great sound and great quality. It's definitely loud enough for me. I needed a new amp because the one that came with my kit was too quiet. It's got a bunch of new settings that I didn't have on my old one. And the drive is really good. 8/10 would recommend. Great sound quality. Decent overdrive. I'm pretty impressed. Pretty much completely replaced my distortion pedal. I hardly ever use it with this amp. Works great. Just what I needed. The sound quality on the clean channel is fine. The overdrive just sounds bad, almost unusable. If you are into heavy sounds for metal and you are thinking this will be great for a beginner, you will be disappointed. Now can Hesia apures a mythologica do som Fender. Is spectacular. For the cost, you can't complain. Everything works as intended with Fender quality. And considering the low wattage, it's still loud enough to get you evicted from an apartment. Asterisk note, there was a small issue with the initial amp, but CS was quick to resolve and shipped another amp. Trace bon amplificateur de guitare avec un son impeccable et quand même puissant pour sa taille. Trace bon ampli pour pratiquer chez soi au joueur dans un piece pas trop grande. Marque reconnu mondialement pour sa qualité. El material es muy resistente, de buenos acabados y el sonido es muy adecuado. Super buen sonido, tal vez solo la salida a audífonos un poco bajita pero muy leve, de ahí en fuera bastante satisfecha con la calidad de sonido. Pense que era más pequeño y mi impresiono que esta grande, pero bastante portátil y de excelente calidad. Recomendado.